Alright guys, I'm in Boquete. I'm just heading back now. Just leaving town to go back to David. I was up here to film, not film, I was up here to record or broadcast. I was up here because there's a guy who has an internet radio show, and he heard about my book that I published about the volcano Baru, and he invited me to come and be on the show and talk about it. So it was fun. It was a live broadcast. Usually I don't do stuff live, I can go back and edit and take out all the stuff where I was stumbling like a fool, but this was live, so it was kind of fun to do it like that. Anyways, I want to talk about Sven. I thought I'm going to talk about him. No, I wasn't going to talk about him, but I can't stop thinking about it, and YouTube is sort of like therapy for me, so I'm going to talk about it. Sven, I never met Svengalie. I never met him. His name's Steve. I never met Steve in person, but we were friends on Facebook, and we met each other through our YouTube work. Our motorcycle, our channels were somewhat similar, and he invited me to come to England. He said, man, anytime you're in England, you got a place to stay, and I'll help you find a bike to ride and all that. And I really wanted to go, but I didn't. I didn't have the money, I guess, and I didn't go. But I told him also, anytime you want to come to Panama, I got a little house. You can crash here anytime. And recently, as recent as a couple weeks ago, he started emailing me, Facebook messaging me, and saying that he was thinking about moving to Costa Rica. He wanted to go somewhere where he could get away from it all and kind of start over. I guess his life was a mess back in the UK, and so I, of course, was trying to advise him. Well, Costa Rica, it's okay, but Panama is better, and I really think that. I'm not just saying that. I think the crime rate is lower in Panama. I think cost of living is lower in Panama. I go to Costa Rica often, so I always feel like I spend a lot of money there, like on food and stuff. So his main concern was finding somewhere with a low cost of living, and so I was saying Panama. Plus, if you come to Panama, I mean, you could come and crash at my place for a week or whatever until we find you a place of your own. I can drive you around. We can look at stuff. I thought it would be cool, to have him here, and we could go out and make videos together. And I was just in shock. I'm still in shock when I heard that he died. And I've heard a lot of people talking about Sven died, but nobody talks about how. And I hope that I don't offend anybody by talking about it. But he committed suicide, and if there's anything good that can come out of that, something like that happening, it's awareness that depression is a real thing, and it can happen to anybody. Someone like Sven, who we watched his movies and laughed with him and enjoyed his show so much for so long, and had no idea. I mean, everybody, when they're on camera, they put on somewhat. Everybody has a character that they go into. It's almost impossible to just act completely natural when you're on camera. So here was this guy who could have reached out to thousands of people, but felt alienated. I mean, you get into the position where so many people watch your videos and comment and love your show, and they know what your personality is, and they know what you look like, and they know what you sound like, and they feel like that they're your friend, but you have no idea who they are. So, I mean, a lot of the people that comment over and over and over, I've never met them. I've never spoken with them. It's just a comment. So it's hard for me to keep track sometimes of people. But I imagine, Sven had this huge network that he could have tapped into, but at the same time, he couldn't, because he didn't know any of those people, like for real, in real life. And the tragic part of this is the people that he left behind, the friends that will ask themselves for the rest of their lives, could I have done something? Should I have been there that night? Could I have stopped him? You know, that's even me. I didn't even know the guy, and I when I heard about it, I was like, oh no. I went back through and I reread all of our emails, this thread of emails that we had been exchanging, looking for some kind of sign that he was depressed or sad or needed help. And the only thing I could think of is, you know, maybe him wanting to leave and start over somewhere new was a sign. But because it was just text, you know, you can't really get a sense if someone is like very depressed through that. So I don't know. I felt horrible. I was in the Army, and Army veterans kill themselves a lot. And so when you're in the Army, they make you go through all sorts of suicide prevention courses and awareness courses, and it's actually a good course. They put a lot of work into it. Some good like short films about it, and just to help you to look out for stuff with what's happening with your friends. Anyways, I'm so sad that I never got to meet Sven, and that he felt like he had to go earlier than he should have. I'm so sorry for his family that they're gonna not be able to have him as part of their lives. Because I didn't know him personally, it's weird for me to be this sad, I think. But because I was his Facebook friend, I went and looked through all his photographs, and you always capture the happiest moments of your life in photographs. And seeing him with his kids and his family and doing all these fun, crazy activities and watching his videos, and it just seems so tragic that the world lost someone like him. I never met him, but I'll miss him, and I hope he's I don't know what his religious beliefs or if he had any, but I hope he's up riding a dirt bike from cloud to cloud, looking for geocaches in the sky. He was a good guy, and like I said, awareness. This could happen to anyone. Don't think that just, you know, it could happen to someone that you know, someone that you're very close with could be incredibly depressed. So just keep your eyes and your ears open for little signs about them wanting to leave forever. And ask them straight up. You know, if Sven would have mentioned anything, if I would have been suspicious at all, I would have asked him straight up, are you thinking about committing suicide? And I've done it before. I've seen, you know, people that I hardly know on Facebook, they'll post something weird, and if I have their phone number, I'll call them that instant, or I'll direct message them and ask them directly, hey, have you ever thought about suicide? Are you depressed? Are you sad? And because if you don't ask them, if you think, oh well, maybe that's not cool, maybe I'll embarrass him or me, and then something does happen, you're gonna wish that you would have spoken up. Anyways, I don't want to ramble too long about such a sad thing, but I just wanted to let you guys know how I was feeling, I guess, get it off my chest. I think it will help me to move on a little bit. But rest in peace, Svengalie.